Good morning. Have a message for you this morning relative to what it takes to make it. Hungry to win. Hungry to win. I want to make it clear this is not a religious message. There are other people who do that. Whole lot of folks doing that. I want to talk to you about how you can live right here, right now. And there's a call to make things happen differently in your life. There are marching orders. Abraham Lincoln, I love this story. He went to church, and when the chauffeur picked him up, the chauffeur asked him, he said, "Did you enjoy the service?" And he said, "No." He said, "Was the preaching good?" He said, "Yes." "Did the minister deliver it well?" He said, "Yes." And the chauffeur looked back and said, "Well, why didn't you enjoy it?" And he said, "Because he didn't challenge me to do something great with my life." This morning, I represent the Greatness Center, an idea and a concept I created many years ago and walked away from. And every time I give a message, it is to challenge you to do something great with your life. And I want to talk to you about looking at your life right now and thinking about what is it you want to do next. I've been up since 4:00 this morning. 4:00. Why? Because there are things I want to do. There's an impact I want to make. You know, a good man leaves a legacy for his children and for his children's children. All right? Those are my children back there. But the Lord say, "Be fruitful and multiply." I took him seriously. All right? And so I wanted to take care of my mother. I wanted to build a business that my children can be a part of, that they would enjoy, that would make a difference, as well as making money. Because we're in a different place right now. To me, when I'm up working at 4:00 in the morning, I'm wondering why people are asleep. And I'm in good shape. Okay? Because it's real. The early bird gets the worm. All the distractions are not up yet, and it's quiet, and you can hear yourself think. And I want to share with you about what it takes to be hungry to win, because that's what you have to be in order to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Number one is it's called mental strength, mental resolve. And I said, I'm not going to be among those who just watch and say, "Isn't this awful?" No. There's some families that I know need some help, and I'm going to step in, and I've done that. And there's some people who need some hope. There are people who are feeling hopeless, powerless, and that they have no control over what's going on with them. But you do. You can work this out. You can figure this out. You got to focus on your strengths. When you're hungry to win, you spend your time and your energy being a warrior, not a worrier. No, you don't expend time worrying, because you want to get in a fight mode. What am I going to do to make things happen? That's what I remember most about my mother. She was always in fight mode. She made a point when she said to my birth mother, "They will never go to bed hungry. They will always have a roof over their head and clothes on their back." And my birth mother, according to my godfather, he said my birth mother got close up to Mamie Brown's face and said, "I believe you. You're the one." Because she had turned down many people who wanted to adopt me separately from my twin brother, Wesley, but the last decent thing she did, my birth mother, was she said, no, I'm not going to separate my boys. I'm not going to do that. I want somebody that will take both of them. And she was hungry to get that done, and it took some time. She said no to a lot of people, and she put herself at risk. And when you have something that you want to do, when life has knocked you down and slapped you around, in order for you to get back up, you got to be hungry to win. I was determined to become successful in this area. Why, Les? Because I was hungry to take care of my mother. I said, Mama, when you let me know that you are going to go on Miami Beach, please let me go with you. I wanted to be around her as much as possible. My mother told me a lot of stories when we would ride on the bus, when she was cleaning homes on Miami Beach. And I said to her, I admired my mother. I said to her, when I turned 18, you said I'll be a man. Am I correct? She said, yes. I said, when I turn 18, I'm sitting you down. When I turn 18, you'll never, ever have to clean somebody else's house. It'll just be your own. When I turn 18, you just cook for me. You won't pay any more bills. See, I'm from old school. I'm 75. I'm old school. I don't believe in women paying bills. That's a man's job. A man pays the bills. That's what a man does. Don't want to we're going to go 50-50. Give me a break. Be 50-50 by myself. And so when you're hungry to win, you realize this. Number one, you go all out. That's what it takes now to make it now. It don't tell you what this is like and provide counseling to help you get through this stuff. When you can't be present when somebody you love is being cremated or buried, or in the hospital and you can't hold their hand, or you come in dressed like an alien. All they can see are your eyes. I have a sister that works in the hospital. She sent me a picture. Had I not known she was my sister because she called me, I would not have known who she was. She had on the mask, and she had these goggles, and she had a shield. And my nephew, the same thing. Whoa, this place is different. In order to win, in order to create a different life for yourself, you got to be hungry. And let me give you some statistics. Out of every 100 Americans, listen to this. Insurance companies did this. Out of every 100 Americans, starting out at the age 25, they did a survey. By the time they reach 65, 40 years later, 1 will be rich, 4 will be independently wealthy, 5 will still be working, and the rest will be dead broke. When I heard that message from Earl Nightingale, I decided I wanted to be in that 1%. And I studied this. Here's what I'm encouraging you to do. You want to, if you're hungry to win, you want to get some help. You want to invest in yourself. Why? Because you don't know what you don't know. You don't want to waste any time. And here's the next thing. It is very important. You want to be focused and hungry of what does it take to make it. You don't want to join the masses. The masses are home finding out what's next on Netflix. The masses have big television set. The masses have all these channels that they can look at. Who has the time to do that? I don't know. I don't understand that. But here's what I do know. A few of you can hear me. And that's all I'm talking to. That's all, because he who has ear, let him hear. If you're hungry to win, listen to me. Because I was hungry to win. Only 1% of the global population ever earn $1 million in their lifetime. I'm in that 1%. So I can show you what to do, how to shorten your learning curve. You only want to listen to people that have done what you want to do and have more experience. Here's what's important today. Write this down. Knowledge. That's one of the things that's very important today. Upgrading your skill set, learning new things, and having relationships, collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships that can help you go where you want to go. People that's going in the direction of where you want to go. That's what it takes to make it today. If you're hungry to win, let me give you a point right here. I talked to a friend yesterday. I said, "What you doing?" He said, "I'm cleaning out my closets." He was so proud. He said, "What are you doing?" "I'm cleaning out my life. I'm looking at people in my phone. And who will I take a call from? And who is it that I'm going to delete? I will only take calls from people that are positive. If you were in my phone and you're negative, you're gone. Don't even bother calling. You're gone. And there's a block on your number. I only want people in my phone that are positive, that are purposeful, going in my direction, and productive, doing something that makes sense, doing something with their life, and profitable, that we can make some money together. If it doesn't fit in those categories, you out of my phone. Why? You got to come out from among them. This is no time to be around people who are negative. This is no time to be around people who don't have a sense of direction. If you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up someplace else. That's going to rub off on you. You don't want to be around people that not productive. I talked to a friend of mine the other day. He said, "I see you all over YouTube, all over the internet." I said, "Yeah, why don't you join me?" "Oh, man, I don't live my life." Excuse me, is this phone connected in the cemetery? You telling me that people who are taking a dirt nap can now talk on cell phones? You still got a pulse? You're still breathing? Talking about, I don't live my life. And you call me to ask me, did I see Mike Tyson and Ray Jones fight? No. Have you lost your mind? Maybe you have. I could have saved you that phone call, and don't care about it. Listen, when you're hungry to win, that narrows, as Dr. Miles Monroe would say, your choices. There's a certain energy, there's a certain conviction, there's a certain commitment of how you use your time, a certain level of discipline of doing the things that you know you need to do to move your life to where you want to go. Because when you listen to my voice, because it was a difficult time in my life, I was bathing in the sink down the hall in the Penobscot building, 21st floor. 3 times 7 is 21. And 7 is my lucky number. But this series, at the end of this series that I did, is the first time I ever saw a check with my name on it, $2.5 million. Les Brown. I was shocked. I was calling forth those things that be not, as though they were. You must do that too if you've lost your job. You must do that too if you're about to be evicted or foreclosed on. You must do that too. And get up and don't sit around cringing, hoping you'll get a $6 check that's already gone. You want to get out of line. You want to jump out of line today if you want to make it. You don't want to live from paycheck to paycheck. This is a time to create something that's you. If you're hungry to win, find something that you love and master that. Write this down. Average is over. This is the attention economy. Find something you love to do and master that. I love to talk. I love to inspire people. I love to make people laugh. And so you want to find something that you love to do and find a way to monetize it. And guess what? This computer makes it a level playing field. This is the golden age. Don't you pay all the attention to Corona. No, don't let Corona suck all the oxygen out of the room. No. You keep social distancing. Be sensible. Don't be crazy up in here. But you want to learn a new skill, doing something you love, and monetize it. We are created by the creator to create. This computer makes it a level playing field. It's a great time. I'm working with people that are doing it and doing extremely well. And so as you look at yourself, look at your goals. When you're hungry to win, you are willing to understand people without knowledge will perish. Don't mean you just going to die. No. It means that you won't be effective. You are a non-entity. And you die 2 weeks later, nobody will remember your name. You want to live a life that will outlive you. We got children. I have this picture here to remind me. I have children. I don't have time to be looking at no Netflix. No, I'm still here. Just because I'm 75, I'm not going to be sitting in a corner somewhere hoping my kids will do something for me. I was with a friend of mine and he was calling his son, "Can you let me hold a little something?" Excuse me? I was talking to one of my daughters. I asked her to help me do something. She's very talented. She said, "No." And she said, "You look like you're upset." I said, "Yes, I am." She said, and it was the best thing she could have said to me, "You act like your kids owe you something." Whoa. You act like your kids owe you something. I paid every dime for her to go to college. Mother didn't have to pay a dime, bought every book. You would say, "Well, that's cruel." No, it's not. They don't owe me nothing. They didn't ask to be here. She didn't ask to be here. She don't owe me nothing. It was my responsibility as a father to pay for her education so when she graduated, she wouldn't have any student loans. She doesn't owe me nothing. I'm taking responsibility for me. Say, watch as well as pray. Who's going to be there for you? When you're hungry to win, you make decisions that your future self will say, "Wow, I'm glad you made that decision. I am so glad that I invested in me. I am so glad that when I got fired, I didn't try and get another job in radio. I am so glad that I decided to find something that I would love to do, something that's my calling." You see, a calling is something that you love so much you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it. Do something. Decide now before 2021 gets here. Do something that your future self will say, "Hey, I'm glad you made that decision. You took your life in a totally different direction. You could have been doing the same thing in the same way, expecting a different outcome." And Einstein called that insanity. Thank you. You got to be hungry to win. It's more difficult than ever. Millions of people have lost their jobs. 47 million jobs are being replaced by artificial intelligence. You got to be hungry to win. You got to have stuff for your mind. And this is a time to make a list of the people that you communicate with most. Your family members and friends. And as Celeste Johnson would say, Operation Clean Slate. You need to, every person, John Williams, if it's a non-productive person, if it's a negative person, if the person that's not going in the direction of where you're going, a person who don't find any value, put a name in it. Put a line on it. Why? There are people that are always there when they need you. No, 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 no. This place where we are right now, you got to protect yourself. You got to watch as well as pray. When you're hungry to win, people that are hungry to win are rethinking their lives, and we shouldn't be playing either. The people that want to prevent you from becoming successful, they're not playing, and we shouldn't play either. We have children, we have grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and we're here because of God's grace and mercy. We're here because somebody fought for us. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chesting rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. This computer gives you access to information, gives you access to have a global business. Turn the television off. My daughter, Dr. Ona Brown, she calls it television. Turn the television off and learn a new skill so God can do a new thing with your life. I believe in miracles. Miracles are the things that God does for you, with you, through you, as you. And Mary McLeod Bethune, come forth, please, ma'am. She said, pray as if everything depends upon God, but work as if everything depends upon you. Oh, this is oh no, ain't no hooping up in here, huh? No, there ain't none of that up in here. Hey, yeah, work as if everything depends upon you. Oh, you don't hear me. I wish somebody would pray with me right now. No. This ain't that kind of party. No. Got some marching orders. Work on your mind because you're going to take some hits. You're going to see some stuff. When they called me and told me my daughter, my baby daughter, was diagnosed positive, that was a punch in the gut. My son-in-law, come on. We don't know. See, when you get a call in the middle of the night, you know that's not a good call. When someone asks, don't you, are you sitting down or don't you get upset now? I'm about to tell you something. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to get upset. Listen to me. This is my calling. And I'm saying to you, I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. You're greater than you think you are, but you got to work on yourself. That's why we're taught, commit thy works unto the Lord. That's internal work and external work. Nothing works if you don't work. There are two types of people in this world, those who work and those who watch them. And people who are hungry to win, they're the first ones on the job and the last one to leave. When I was working on a job, I was the first one there and the last one to leave. And I learned a lot of jobs that were not my responsibility. When I say I'm full of versatility with nothing but ability, let me share something with you. That's real. I was the program director. I was a morning personality. I was a music director. I was the manager of station operations. I produced the commercials. I also sold time, 6 jobs. Why? Because I wanted to make myself indispensable. When you want to win, you learn everything about what it is you're doing. This is where we are. This is a brand new day. And so you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your children. And the older you get, you got to take better care of yourself. You got to intensify the effort. Don't just surrender and sit down looking at television. No, they said spending 2 hours sitting on the couch is equivalent, that sitting around the house equivalent to smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. No, you want to keep it moving. My mother, she left here at 89. Mama was always moving. You got to keep it moving. It takes longer, as Mama used to say, to wear out than to rust out. Bill Withers, come forth. I want the Lord to use me up. This is your time. You've got talents, abilities, and skills in you. Some of them you're familiar with. Some of them you are not. Some are lying there dormant, waiting for you to cultivate them. This is a time to rethink your life and look in the mirror and say, what is it I need to do differently? Because the person I'm looking at, the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, that won't get it. Are you kidding me? They ain't playing. And we shouldn't either. It's time to take care of business. You've got greatness in you. And listen, success is a slow process. Listen, write this down. Success is a slow process. Greatness is a slow process. And quitting won't make it any faster. Most people, when things don't happen right away, they quit. They give up. Oh no, I tried. Try and sit down. You either do or you don't. Tried. Excuse me? Listen, there's something in you that you showed up with. There's something in you that the world needs. There's something in you that caught God's eye. That, want that one there, Arn Hudson. He will teach kids how to become strategic thinkers. That one there named Kareem. That one there, Randy Brooks. Oh boy, he's going to teach people how to manage and bring out the best in the people that are around them. Oh, that Stacy N.C. Grant. That's another one. Oh boy, she's going to fire my. Oh, there's another one named Butter. Oh my goodness, she could sing, she could direct, she can write. She's full of versatility too. Yeah, you got something. You came here with something, because we've never broken the cycle of being told we're nothing. That has not been broken. They're saying in the news, African-American kids and Latino kids and different kids of color will be left behind because of the coronavirus. Oh, how did you find that out? You did some research, am I right? If you can track failure, you can also track success. Well, why aren't they doing that? Because it's not their kids. It's our kids. So I say, as church people like to say, the devil is a liar. I don't know who talks to the devil. I don't. No, we have to step up and close that gap and ask the question, why is that? Well, it's not magical. White people spend more time working with and assisting kids and investing in their children than we do. Yeah, you got to spend time with children. A teacher that I love very much, Keisha Yearby, she has kids she's working with, was on a 6th grade reading level, and was away for the summer, came back, he had dropped down to 2nd grade reading. What happened? Parents didn't work with him. This is the time that we've got to think globally. We got to go beyond just being local in our thinking. We are cultivating global citizens. They didn't ask to be here. So we got to carve out the time. We got to make that a priority. You ever had the experience of catching a plane and you got there and you're standing in baggage claim and waiting and your luggage didn't show up? How's that possible? You checked in at the same time they took your luggage and tagged it? How is it you showed up, your luggage didn't? Because they made delivering you there a priority. Aren't you glad? Hello. We got to make our kids a priority. We got to work it in, make it happen. Even if you have to get somebody to tutor you so you can be an asset to your children rather than a liability. I saw a little YouTube thing, and this little girl could barely talk using profanity. And people laughing in the background say, ain't that cute? There was nothing cute about that. If she called them an MF, they wouldn't find it cute then. About 2.5. It was unbelievable. Cursing with conviction. I train kids that profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind. We're living in a time with no sense of decency. Just people say anything. And people, come on, old man, you old school, you wash up. You don't know what's happening. Come on, stay woke, my brother. I got you woke. We're here because of God's grace and mercy. We're here to do the greater work. Join me to do the greater work. Join me. I'm not asking you to go out and be a messenger of hope. It's a message of hope. There's some people that need hope. There's some people that need to be uplifted. There's some people that need some words to clear their minds. I was doing a training the other day, and the lady said, "Mister, I'm so glad that you are they got this thing called Clubhouse." She said, "I was going to take my life, and I saw where you coming on in Clubhouse, and you saved my life. I never thought I would be able to talk to you person to person. You saved my life when I heard your voice." When Mr. Washington looked at me and said, "Young man, someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Do you hear me?" Yes, sir. He redirected my life. He spoke to me. That's why I wanted to do something that I love, something that I can make a difference in somebody's life like he spoke into my life and made a difference in my life. Find something you love and master that. I'm teaching people how to monetize that, how to make money with what you love. It's easier now. There are virtually millionaires all around the country and all around the globe, and they started right at their computer. At the computer. We live in a country Well, it was a capital offense if you were black and got caught trying to learn how to read. They would hang us. Now, got a computer where you can start your own business. Even if you have a criminal background, you can start your own business and don't have to worry about going out being rejected. Well, I don't have money for a computer. Well, go to the library. They got computers there. You can use them free. Go early. Open it up. You have something special. Don't waste your greatness coming up with excuses, wasting time, being around people who are not going in the direction of where you are going. Make up your mind that you're not going to live like you're living anymore. That you will never find yourself, never, ever, ever, ever again, waiting on some stimulus pack. There ain't nothing stimulating about that. We have to be in fight mode. People who work against people that are of color and different minorities, they're doing everything they can to keep you from winning, and we have to do everything we can to overpower them, to wear them out, to make them know you might run over here, but you're going to limp back. And don't you let 45 get your butt kicked. It's a due day. Work on yourself. You are the money. People died for us to be here. Elijah Cummings, we are better than this. Make good trouble. Come on, John Lewis. Come on now. Come on, come on, come on. Let's turn out strong numbers. Make good trouble. Oh, thank you, Father. Thank you. Miles, rob the cemetery of your gifts, of your dreams, of your abilities, of your talents, of your drive. Rob the cemetery. Build a legacy. Okay. You have something special. You have greatness in you. Our kids need us. There are families, single mothers being put out with their children. We want to do more than cry and feel sorry and say, oh, ain't it awful? Let's step up and help some. Yeah. The least that you do unto these, my brethren, you do it also unto me. This is Lesbrown speaking in behalf of the Greatness Center. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story.